Hey all, welcome to the first edition of the Galaxy Crypto Show. My name is Josh, and I'm going to be your host for this series. You can find us on X, or Twitter, or in our Discord links that are posted below this frame. Each week, I'm going to be joined on this show by a member of our community, whether that be a founder, an artist, or just another member with special interest within our community to try and spotlight the work that they're doing and the work that we're doing here in the Galaxy. I will also be joined by another member of our founding group or part of our team. And today I am joined by Richy, Nozza, and Modemaster. Richy is more of our community builder. He is basically our outreach program. Likely you are here because of him. I know that I'm here because of him. Modemaster is our technical guy. He's a little more behind the scenes. He's creating everything that you see here, doing all of our recordings, and he will be a part of almost every show that we do. As our guest today, we have someone who likely needs no introduction for you. He is the founder of the Quit Bitching Coalition, the Kid Mavericks and Friends show, and he's just the overall embodiment of the QBC lifestyle. Please welcome Rosario Smirne to the show. Let's get straight to the interview. You know, I know that you one of your organizations that you donate to is the Heart of a Hero, and that is revolves around childhood cancer and donating to that. Is there something in your life that brought you to that, or has charity just always been near and dear to your heart?
Thankfully, no.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I have 3 kids. Thank God I haven't had any of my kids get sick. But it's just always been near and dear to me, anything that has to do with children. I did know friends of friends. I did donate to different charities. It had to do with children's cancer. But no one like directly related to me, thank God. But it's just something that since I was a kid, and my kids now donate to it too. You know what I mean? So, and there's some, that's a whole other story. But yeah, thank God so far. But I would hope that, God forbid, it happened to me, that somebody would be there to help out as well. You know what I mean? Whatever that means, and that got into the heart of a hero.
Question, because I always wondered as well if you'd had anything actually happen to you. For you to do what you do, and how do you keep on going giving? The amount of children and people you must have. Just tell us a little bit about how that works. The charitable side of it. The money that you give.
Sure. Yeah. No problem. I've always tried to be a charitable person, whether it's St. Jude's or the guy at this gas station that needs money. So it wasn't foreign to me, but I wanted to do something bigger. And I actually get caught up in following a lot of these kids. Sadly, they have to do this. They'll have Instagram pages, Facebook pages that try to raise money the family puts on. And sad that, these kids are having trouble. Well, many years, about 7-8 years ago, I ran across this page, Heart of a Hero. And I said, what is this? So I looked into it, and it's this guy that dresses up. It used to be Spider-Man, now it's Batman, and that's a whole other reason behind that. Medically, why he pivoted, like Richy likes, into being Batman because his back was so messed up. So anyway, what the guy does is he travels across literally the world to raise the spirits of kids that are often dying of cancer or other ailments, and he charges nothing. He's gone to England, he goes, everywhere, and this is what he does. And his story is a whole nother show. But he travels to these kids. He charges them nothing, and this is what he does for a living. He lives off donations from people like me, you, whoever, different fundraising things he can do. And he literally lives day to day trying to get money, because he doesn't make enough. He makes enough to get this done. So I said, okay, I gotta help this out. And for many years, we would do different fundraisers within my WEB2 company. And then we decided to do a limited edition shirts during Christmas time. I'm a big Christmas person. So we do a Start Giving shirt, sell them, give them all to him. So we did this over the course of years. And then I started noticing something. I needed to step it up. 2 things happened. While following him, becoming friends with him, I've noticed that in one very short period of time, this guy becomes pallbearers at the funerals. I'm trying how close and knit this guy is. He doesn't just Zoom with them or say hi to them. He gets within the family.
Yeah.
And I remember 5 kids and his best friend died in a very short period of time. And it was cracking me. It was not cracking me, breaking me down. And I didn't even know these kids. And I reached out to him. And, turns out he has an awful lot of PTSD from this stuff. He sees many kids dying. And I can't even stand to see one. And this is what he does. This guy literally is a hero. So anyway, that said, I made me have to step this up. So then COVID comes. He is not seeing as many kids, and he's not getting as many donations, enough to survive and keep doing this. And by the way, he's seen about 25,000 kids. So that's a lot of kids if he shuts down that aren't going to be helped. So leading up to that, people wanted me to do other friends across here in Canada want me to get into Web3. Had absolutely no idea what it was. Started to do a little research, put that in the back burner. After I talked to him, I said, we got to raise you some money. And I said, well, maybe we can do this project. And then from there, made 16,000 mistakes, met with people, some people were this, that, and other. And then we launched the program and we donate to him. A couple, I think we did, I don't know, last year, maybe 6,000. And then just another random thing, an active community member hit me up on the side, and he said that his granddaughter or his goddaughter was battling cancer in, I want to say, Croatia. And I said, what do you need? He said, I don't know. What can you do? I said, I don't know. How about we just do the next $2,000 goes to him. The community raised it in about, 24 hours, and we shipped the money to her. She just got out of the hospital. Yeah, just got out of the hospital about 2 weeks ago. She's doing fine. One of the prouder things, I didn't do nothing, but one of the things I'm happy to just see that the person is doing good, and that's where we're at. And that led to the kid Maverick, and I think as Richy knows, our saying and my saying in life has always been do good while doing good. You can do good for yourself, financially, socially, mentally, whatever you want, but you can do good for other people. And if you have both of them going, you got a good balance. You can never lose, so that's pretty much been our community saying, do good while doing good. So you could do both, but, take care of other people first. I guess they say it comes back. It's never my goal, but if it does, it does. If it does, it doesn't, Yeah,
no, I love that. I think that is a hard part, is that, no matter what you're going through, other people are going through worse. So it's kind of hard to have that perspective around it too. Like, you're always so focused on yourself and bettering your life, and what does the next day look like in a lot of areas. And it's hard to sometimes kind of compartmentalize that and realize that there's others out there that you could be helping at the same time. So as you're working on yourself, working for yourself, you could be working for someone else. And it's a hard thing to come back to. So it's I love that that's the main focus of what you do and how you do it. I know you mentioned Christmas too. I just wanted to ask a little bit about, I know that you are kind of a conduit between Santa Claus and kids. I was wondering what that application process looked like. Did you have to interview for it? And how long have you been doing that?
Oh, Santa Maverick. Yeah, that's funny. So that's another thing that happened in my life that just kind of sprang upon me based off other significant events. So I had a booth, and I'll make this very quick, but I had a booth selling my shirts at the Marine Corps Marathon, right? You pay the booth, thousands of people come, boom, boom, boom. Well, I make friends with most of these people, and I make friends with a family, Army family down in North Carolina. Long story, I'm cutting it out a lot because it'll be forever. Long story short, she makes Santa outfits for people, but she makes them a little bit different, right? Over the course of years, she knows I love Santa, love Christmas, love giving. I have a huge goal for Christmas giving whenever we get this thing really rolling. But anyway, she says, why don't you be Santa? I'm like, at this time, I was like, I don't know, 40, less gray than this. I'm 6'3". I'm not really jolly and fat, thank God. And I'm like, I don't look old enough, right? And she's like, no, don't worry about it. I'll make it good. So she turned me into Santa Maverick. So what I do is raise money for children's cancer. That then led to the North Pole mailbox at my house. I set that up for kids at COVID to write me a letter, to write Santa a letter. All I ask is I got a North Pole mailbox, put a return address, what you want. Then I buy all the red envelopes, the stamps, the stickers, the boom, boom, boom. I write in the backhand. That was supposed to be during COVID. Now it's just my 4th year. And when I was doing that, I thought I'd get like 10 of them, and I'm up to a couple hundred of Christmas now. So now I have like 1,000 letters, and that's going to eventually become Letters from Santa Christmas book. I'm going to make a collage of them. I'll get the permission, make a new book that you can, like a coffee table book, to see all these cool. Some of them are funny letters from Santa. They're to Santa, and I'm going to publish that, and that'll go to as my Christmas idea whenever I get a chance to put that together. So everything in my life, or most people's life, I would assume, if you just keep doing stuff, it just keeps on leading to other things. If you just stay positive, and if it's not a positive outcome, you can find a positive thing in it. But everything since I was born has led to every little thing, even the downfalls.
Yeah, absolutely. Richy, I don't know if you had a question you wanted to interject there. It looks like you're about to talk. And then, so just talking about, turning this into the Christmas letters, you're talking about turning that into a coffee table book. I know that I believe your son has written 2 books of his own as part of the Kid Maverick and Kid Maverick show. How does that come about? Because I can't even think about myself writing a book, but as a child to write a book like that and to have it be so successful, like how did that come about?
Yeah, that's something that's totally separate. He's actually on his 4th published book, national published book now. It's grown. That is through my wife, who works for the White House Historical Association, and they, it's a long story. They together, him and my wife. It is the ABCs of the White House, and my son did that one. And then it went so well. He's charismatic. He's been on all these shows, and he's been on the news. He met Jimmy Fallon. He's been to the White House, reading it at the Easter egg. It led to 3 more books. He is actually, believe it or not, when I write this Kid Maverick thing, I guess it makes sense. I guess you believe it. The best person to talk to is a kid that writes books, and that is also a kid. That's my target audience right there. So he's honest too. He's brutally honest. I've made changes based on what my 9-year-old kid has done, but the kid's got best-selling books. So I guess it's something. I guess I got an unfair advantage on that. But, yeah, he's working on his 4th book right now. I can't say what it is yet, but he's met 2 sitting presidents now. He's got a letter from Bill Clinton that wrote to him about the book. That it's crazy. He's a rock star. He doesn't know it, but he's real chill, funny kid.
Yeah, that's incredible. I can't imagine at a young age doing anything remotely like that, and then success that comes with it, and to remain level-headed. It sounds like, and to not even understand how big of a deal it is of what you're doing. I mean, that's quite impressive, and obviously some of that comes from the top. It comes from his parents too, I assume. So, really great job there on your guys' end too.
Yeah, I'm probably his mother.
How is it going with the Kid called Maverick? How's it going with that part? How's that started?
Did you say Kid Maverick?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. That's another, chance thing. I knew with the project, I wanted to come up with something a little different. I wanted to streamline something. In the beginning, I think we had so many utilities that it was just a little overwhelming. So I said, let me get to what I know, and that's Web2. Well, let me incorporate it with Web3. So I literally loved the Kid Called Beast NFTs. Again, as soon as I saw them, I'm like, I got to do something with these. I just waited on the okay for the full IP rights, and I said, okay, I don't know what we're going to do. We're going to do something. Originally, we were going to do merch. And then I'm like, everyone's doing merch, and they're just slapping that NFT on there. I got to do something different. We're Mavericks, right? So I said, okay, what else do I care a lot about? And that is children's bullying. I was never a bully, pretty big dude, but I seen a lot of bullying and do what I can. And back when I was a kid. So anyway, I can't stand bullying. So I said, how can we incorporate this? I said, well, a T-shirt, that'll help. We can create like a mascot for anti-bullying, but a T-shirt is not going to just do that. No one's just going to see a T-shirt and say, okay, let me learn lessons. So I said, let's talk to the team. I said, let's do a 3D animation show, and we'll do it on anti-bullying. And after we release the show and get it going, we'll monetize it, which will obviously some of that go to charity. A lot of it is going to go to the holders. That's in the crypto, the utility. And then we're going to do, toys, and then we're going to do merch, which I know apparel. That'll be the easiest part. And these are all revenue streams. But I really want to someday, sooner than later, I always say Smokey the Bear is the mascot. You see that, about, forest fires. I want kids to feel strength behind Kid Maverick and his friends, whether it's something that they can look back to a lesson or they feel strong. I mean, when I was a little young kid, my mom gave me a rock when I was in kindergarten to make me feel like, some magic rock. Well, here's Kid Maverick. So anyway, that's what that goal is. Now, again, like I always say, you can do whatever you want if you work towards it. I literally, everything in my life, I know the least amount. 3D animation is that. I don't animate it. The team does, but I had to learn an awful lot behind that, and the team did, and they picked up the slack. So that's where we're at. We're a bunch of episodes in. We got a lot more of them coming out. We're more than halfway to monetization, and then we're going to start releasing some toys and get that rolling. So it's all revolved around anti-bullying, and it doesn't just it teach you lessons while the kids are having fun. We have theme songs, we have music, they're skateboarding, they're playing basketball, so it's all types of fun things and fun lessons, so that's where that's at. So that just was something that another thing to do good with.
Yeah. And who voices the characters on your show? Because I feel like a Richy Nozza inspired voice character on the Kid Maverick show might just be something to lead into. Might be interesting. I don't know. Just to throw it out there.
Sure. What? Hey, why not? Yeah, I mean, we the animation team has voiceovers, and we'll say, okay, we want this character to look like this guy or to sound like this. We kind of describe them. They'll send us a few. We choose the one we like, and it becomes that. But we're getting the community involved and stuff like that. From input, we could do voices, different NFTs. So far, the different musicians in the show are all in the Kid Called Beast community. So we can get some people, whoever. Yeah, we can get a Richy Nozza one for sure.
I just think it's an idea. I don't know if it's a great idea, but I think it's an idea. So maybe something to consider.
Yeah, we plan on doing the show for many, many years. So we're going to need all the voices and characters and names, and we can get,
Wonderful. Yeah.
Used to me, he's heard me around for, I think, a year and a half. It might be 2 years going on now that I've supported Quit Bitching. I've seen a lot go on. I've seen the Discord. I see how connected you are with many people over Web3. I see how you are in real life. I like what you do, what you stand for, the Quit Bitching. Everybody, it inspires people. Just keep going. Just, I've been there myself in life, and so even now, so when you just hear or you see, just keep going. Just keep going. And so then when you've done this kid called Maverick, that itself as well, the anti-bullying, I think that's a really good thing, and I hope that goes worldwide, and people start really catching on. What's your sort of viewing like on YouTube? Because you've got a YouTube channel, haven't you? Whether or not,
yeah.
What's that called, and what's sort of viewing, and tell us that.
Yeah, right now, the biggest video so far, and it's all organic, is up to about 21,000 views. We got a couple with 8. I keep on sliding here. Hold on. How does that? Somehow I keep on drifting. Somehow I don't understand this. It's I must be in a galaxy or something, because I keep on whatever. So yeah. So we're building it. In the dream world, I would have had, in the team, we would have had like 30 episodes to just put out there once a week. That would get more of a rhythm, more of the algorithm going. It takes an awful lot of time, an awful lot of money to do 30. It would take me, they're about a month an episode, so I wouldn't be able to release this for 3 years. You know what I mean? Almost. So I didn't want, who wants to do that? So we're sporadically putting them out there. And in the last like 2-3 weeks, we are coming up with filler kind of like cool little like content using real life situations and stuff like that with the revolver on the show to not only keep the algorithm going, entertain, educate the kids, but also start chipping away at the views. You know what I mean? So we're working hard. We got a couple of things going on with that as well as we speak. So we're working on the next 2 episodes right now. Episode 5, the official episode, should be out about 3-4 weeks, and the next one good will be about a week after that. So Sorry about that. So yeah, that's what it is. I mean, I'm going to keep on doing it until we make a huge impact. You know what I mean? So I see a lot of anti-bullying stuff, and I think it's great, but it's all cookie cutter. It's all the same. You know, it's all a stop sign, like I said, with a fist, and you know, it's the same steps. And you know, what I mean, kids, they don't, you know, I don't know. It's a great message, but I think this is a way to trick them into learning some things. You know, they think they're watching something fun, and while they're learning it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, if you, as anyone would be sad, children and teen suicide is very, very high up. And if I could save, and the team could save one life, you know, in my lifetime, that's worth it. You know what I mean? Because with the bullying going on, there's an awful lot of suicide, and a lot of it stems from social media. It stems from a lot of different things. So that's the ultimate goal. You know what I mean? Is to just bring.
You know, I work in mental health myself.
Yep.
You know, I've dealt with people dealing with suicide for 23 years now, something like that, and many other, you know, acute mental health. So a lot of it comes from childhood. So if you can make a difference from the childhood, from, you know, because the various different things that we all have different lives, you know, and yeah, it can basically, when you get older, impact on you, and you start, you know, self-harming and various other things. And so if you can try and find a way to get in there and teach young kids now, you know, hopefully you'll save a few lives as well along the way.
Yeah, exactly, man. That's the goal, man. It's and it's only going to get worse, this bullying and stuff, you know. So we're also working on, you know, I'm not an expert in it, but I'm learning a lot about it, and a lot of people they focus, and as we do too, on the bullied. But I think if you could change a few hearts, you could change a few bullies too. They don't all bad people. They have different circumstances. We address that actually in the next episode. You'll see it. And so people, maybe they're getting beat at home, or they're lashing out. They're not all just, I'm going to wake up and, you know, and bully these people. So, you know, the best way to, you know, help bullies is to stop the bully, you know. So we could change a few hearts and show them their ways and provide them. And eventually we want this to become, and I've talked to our principal or two, and we have to get a little bit more subject matter and get some things behind this, but we'd like to make this a curriculum. I know a lot of schools have anti-bullying. I've heard from different teachers and places they've slacked off recently for whatever reason. But we'd like to make this fun, something to look forward to, you know what I mean, and get into the classrooms, get my big ass in a Kid Maverick costume, and, you know, Richy come over, and, you know, they won't understand what he's saying, but it'll be kind of cool, you know. So we could do all types of you know, things. So I have huge I have huge plans with it, you know what I mean. So and the team does as well. So
you could not only you're educating them on bullying, but then you could also teach them a new language with whatever it is that Richy speaks. So we could try to interpret that. But I think, you know, the idea obviously is great. But I think your approach to it is perfect. I think, you know, when you see kids now, like, oftentimes there's a tablet involved or some sort of, they're looking at something, whether it's YouTube or whatever channel. So I think to put something educational, but also fun, and to teach the different aspects of it, of, you know, one, to just to identify bullying and how to deal with it, but also just that understanding that, you know, a kid is a bully for some reason, something has happened, something that they've learned, and they might not necessarily know that. So to have the full range and the perspective of all sides of it, I think it will be extremely helpful to a kid.
Yeah, I agree. And like I said, in a lot of the research I've done, and I haven't seen a lot of people taking that approach, and I'm not patting ourselves on the back. It just perplexed me. Like, you know, help these kids, help the source. That's the source of it. Right. And whatever that means, you know, a lot of stuff, a lot of people have, you never know, like, as you know, in life, whether you're 1 or 101, never know what people are going through. You know what I mean? Exactly. So we're trying to, you know, touch all the bases, you know, and give someone something they could, you know, they could relate to, you know. And bullying doesn't stop, you know. It goes, you know, I see adults getting bullied, so it's just a you know, a horrible thing. So it's something we're working hard on, and I don't think we've even scratched the surface. But I know that the product is good. In anything in business, you know, I always say you can be a one-hit wonder, but if you're not ready, you're going to flop at, you know, hit number 2. So I'd rather have a great product, whether it's clothes, NFTs, you know, TV shows, get the good feedback, know you're doing it right, and someday when you keep going, you're gonna get your chance, and you know how to handle it. So that's my concern. I mean, so we're just building little by little, and it all comes together. Be an overnight sensation in about 3 years. So it is.
Yeah,
3 years.
Yeah, I think the best things done well do take a little time. I think, especially as we focus on this world, as we focus on Web3 and different projects, and as we talk to different founders, I think, if you've been doing this, or if you've been a part of a project for a day or a year, I think we've all seen it already. There are so many projects that flame out because they have an initial idea, they have an initial concept, but there's nothing to build upon that.
Yeah.
So, they launch something and then it goes away. And that's the kind of stuff that we're trying to bring more attention to, identify here. But I think obviously you're on the right path. You've been doing this for a long time. You've had different types of successes, but you're the type of founder, and the reason why you're a perfect first person for us to do this with is because you're just a shining example of not only what we should be doing here, but what we should be doing in our real lives as well. So we really appreciate you taking the time to walk through the story. I know that there's a lot more out there, and we could always circle back as a part 2, but I really want to thank you and appreciate you doing this with us for our first show and being our guest.
No, it's an honor. Like I said, I've known Richy for now a year and a half. We went on a ton of spaces. He's a holder in the community. He's always hustling and works hard. So he's quit bitching, man. And it's, so I'm definitely honored, and I'm looking forward to watching this and other shows. Any way I can help with anything, just let me know.
Well, thank you again for being here, for being our first guest. Again, thank you, Richy, for being the co-host with the mostest. To Mode for being the guy that sets this up and runs this for us. We're gonna roll these out as often as we can. Different projects, again, different artists. But you'll definitely see more of us. You'll see more of our faces, and we really just appreciate everybody that may watch this, everybody that's part of the Galaxy. Thank you for being there for us and with us. We look forward to growing with you all. And again, just thank you all for being here.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.